1, 2. Good afternoon, conferees. Good afternoon. I'm here to make another announcement that medical checks are still going on. So please, you can take advantage of that. BP checks, blood sugar checks, by the side of the building, sir. Yeah. Just outside the building to your left, by the side. HPV vaccines are being given. BP checks are taking place. Blood sugar checks are taking place. So please take advantage of it. There are people to attend to you in the clinic by the side of the building to your left. I'll repeat that again. Can you hear me? Okay. There are free medical checks going on during this conference. BP checks, blood sugar checks, HPV vaccines being given to women. HPV vaccines help to prevent cervical cancer. And then it's possible to book your pap smear as well with our sponsors. So please take advantage of this medical checks going on. Thank you.
Call them.
Okay, I'll get them to come. All right. Thank you. The clinic is by the side of the building.
Okay. Alright. I'm supposed to say something before I say it.
Should I introduce you?
No, let me just do it. It's now break time.
Yes, now it's break time.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the best time to. No, stand here. You come to the middle.
No, I'm before they will carry me to. Okay. Okay. Hello, greetings, everyone. My name is James Emmanuel. I'm the Public Relations Manager for the Limi Hospitals Group. It's a privilege to sponsor this event. We are partners. So briefly, I just want to talk about the Limi Hospitals. The Limi Hospital has existed for the past 44 years. We started from Zaria, and we moved into Abuja in the year 2001. So the Limi Children's Hospital, the Limi Hospital has 3 branches. We have cardio care. In cardio care, we're into internal medicine. It's just a place for specialized medicine. We do cardiology, endocrinology, just anything that pertains tertiary form of healthcare. We do that there. And it's located at number 5 Giza Close, Area 11, Abuja. So we are open to all your needs. If you are suffering from hypertension, you want to do open heart surgeries, that's where we do it. And we also have a children's hospital at number 13 Tokumbo. It's a place for children, for your children to come access care. And we are open to partner with you. If you know that you really need to see a specialist, we are open to that. So once more, thank you for the opportunity to be part of this program. And I wish everyone that came outside of our...
Thank you very much.
Are you sure you are coming back again? You are not sure, sure? All these guys are already know because of you. Any place where you say please, you can collect the number.
I know they call a number, I'm not shutting it down.
Delete that old one with you. All right. Delete the old one. Middle. You have to stay in
Okay.
the middle so that everybody will
Take the
hear you.
phone.
I'll take.
Okay. It's fine, that's it. So sorry, I didn't add. We are also giving free HPV vaccines for those who are interested. If you are interested in taking the HPV vaccines, you can reach out to me. You can visit us at the clinic and we write your names and we plan for it. Thank you so much. So HPV vaccine is a vaccine that is given against the cancer of the cervix. First of all, you have to do a pap smear. If it comes out negative, then we give you the vaccine. So if you're interested, it's totally free. You can reach out to me after now and we plan towards it. All right. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please let's wrap up with the lunch so we can begin the third session, please. The coordinators for the next session, Nonso Oba, Hadiza, Nasir Ahmed. Please get ready and come forward. The coordinators should please hurry up. settle down. Settle down.
Can we please settle down? Please, if you are outside, come inside the hall, please.
Yeah, no, so you still need to bring those people outside, inside. Let's wait for her.
Please, if you are outside, come inside the hall, please. We're about to start this session.
Okay. We can go. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Please, can we all settle down? Should I start? I should just go on. Good afternoon, and hope we all have a wonderful lunch. Please, can we settle down? Okay. The President of the Nigerian Bar Association, in person of Mazi Afam Osugwe, our wonderful chairperson, Hajia Huwaila Muhammad, Learned Senior Advocate here present, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I am Hadiza Nasir Ahmed, together with
Nonso Helen Oba, and we are your coordinators for this session.
The topic is mental health challenges, effective method of addressing sexual harassment, domestic and family obstacles to achieving healthy mental health.
Please, before we begin this session, we would like to apologize to you for starting a bit late. Forgive us, please. And we would also like to apologize to you that two of the panelists that were originally in the brochure will not be available. They are unavoidably absent. They send their apologies as well. However, we still assure you that we are giving you top-notch panelists for this session. So without much ado, we will go ahead to begin to announce the panelists. So our first panelist for this session is...
Our first panelist for this session is Ms. Patience Nkenswa Etumedum. Patience Etumedum serves as Assistant Director of Delta State Ministry of Justice and Publicity Secretary of the Law Officers Association of Nigeria, Delta State Chapter. She's a criminal law specialist and also a prominent disability rights advocate who has spoken at major legal conferences, including the MBA and IBA. Currently, the chairperson of the MBA Lawyers with Disabilities Forum after serving as its maiden secretary. She actively championed disability inclusion and policy implementation. A member of the Association of Lawyers with Disabilities in Nigeria, Patience is also a chartered mediator with degrees from University of Benin and Nigerian Law School. Beyond her professional life, she enjoys travel and is a proud mother and grandmother.
Can we give her a round of applause, please? Thank you so very, very much. Our second panelist is Dr. Paddy Obani. She's going to be joining us online. Dr. Paddy is an expert in climate change governance, just transition, gender equality and human rights to water and sanitation. She's a former UN INRA research fellow and an African Academy of Sciences affiliate. She bridges sustainability, science, policy, and implementation to advance justice and inclusion. With an academic career since 2012, she leads academic programs, supervises PhD students, and publishes high-impact research. Dr. Obani holds a PhD from the University of Amsterdam and graduated with distinction from the University of Aberdeen. A barrister and solicitor of the Nigerian Supreme Court, she serves as an editor for academic journals and board members, and she's a board member for various organizations while remaining active in community governance. Can we please give her a round of applause?
Our third panelist is Hannatu Dauda Simon Esquire, founder of Hans Center for Social Justice and Development. She's a legal expert with 21 years of experience and Ahmadu Bello University and University of Just graduate. She pioneered as Secretary of International Federation of Women Lawyers in Gombe, championing rights for women, children, and GBF survivors. She specializing in family law and sexual reproductive rights. She partnered with UNICEF, UNFPA, and designed a World Bank Gender Grievance Manual. Through Hans, she supported 500 plus vulnerable children, freed female inmates, lectured on GBP in schools, and mentored 150 women. She also empowered Northern Nigerian schoolgirls to lobby the Senate for educational rights. A member of Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum, her work bridges legal advocacy and grassroots. A round of applause for her.
Please clap for her very well, please. Thank you so much. Our next panelist is Ms. Rukaya Cynthia. Sorry? Okay. Sorry, our next panelist is Haja Maimuna Umi Abdullahi, popularly known as Coach Didi. Can you please put your hands together? Haja Maimuna Coach Didi Abdullahi is a master of NLP practitioner, personal development and mental health coach with memberships in multiple professional bodies including NIPR and ANLP UK. She holds a bachelor's in English and certification in public relations and advertising, a certified NCMD trainer. Her expertise spans personal development, coaching, therapy, emotional intelligence, CBT, and mental health management. Coach Didi has facilitated numerous trainings and workshops across private and public sectors and educational institutions. She's a motivational speaker, passionately advocating for mental health awareness, girl-child education, and women empowerment. Can you please put your hands together for her? Thank you so much.
Our next panelist is Rukaya Cynthia Emmanuel Esquire. Rukaya Cynthia Emmanuel, LLB Horns BL LLM, is a Nigerian legal practitioner based in Abuja. She holds an LLB from the University of Jos BN and an element in oil and gas from Federal University Kepi. Specializing in commercial law, corporate law, and litigation, she actively advocates for human rights and women's rights and human rights through her role as the chairperson of the African Women Lawyers Association Abuja chapter. Her humanitarian initiatives include prison, opponent visitation, and legal aid for gender-based violence survivors with expertise in legal research, negotiation, and court advocacy. She maintains affiliation with the Nigerian Bar Association and AULA, recognized for analytical rigor and commitment to justice. She combines professional integrity with continuous development in evolving legal landscape. A round of applause for her.
And ladies and gentlemen, we also invite our moderator, our wonderful moderator, to the stage in the person of Dr. Olanike Adeleku. She's an assistant professor of law at Leeds City University with over 17 years of experience in legal academia and practice. She's an alumnus of the Hague Academy of International Law with a doctorate from the University of South Africa. She specializes in family law, GBV, women's rights, and sexual and reproductive health and human rights. Her pioneering work is in assisted reproductive technologies regulation has influenced African policy development. Dr. Adelakun's UNFPA-funded GBVIE curriculum has trained over 700 professionals across 11 cohorts and expanded internationally. A consultant for the United Nations and various organizations. She's a member of multiple legal associations, including the NBA Women Forum. Can we please put our hands together for them? And thank you. I know this session is promising. So can we please listen? And Dr. Nike, over to you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kindly permit me to stand on existing protocol, but with special recognition to the MBA chairman, the MBA president, our very own Manzi, SAN, Mazi Osago SAN, and the chairperson of the MBA Women Forum, Madam Rahila Ibrahim. My apologies. All justices present are members of the bench or members of the bar present. Friends of MBA Women Forum. Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. You agree with me that globally, over 30% of women have been scientifically proven to have experienced one form of sexual or gender-based violence. And in Africa, 1 in every 3 women have experienced one form of violence, whether sexual, gender, or domestic violence. And there is no better time to discuss this among us female lawyers and how this affects us, and going forward, how we can manage this menace in our society, and how we can balance it by making sure we actually prevent it and respond to it. And this is more so with the projection that domestic violence will triple by the year 2060. And you agree with me that with the wealth of experience that we have here among us today, this promises to be very, very engaging and interesting. And I implore us to listen very well. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Hello. Okay. Thank you. Could you please confirm that we have Dr. Obani with us? Can she hear us? So if she's with us, I would like to start with her. So Dr. Pedi, as an expert in gender equality and human rights, how would you say cultural context influence both the mental health and harassment in terms of investigation strategies? Do we have the online? Can we confirm that she's online with us? No. Okay. Sorry, we apologize for that. The network itches. So I'll move on to Barrister Natu. So, from your experience with survivors of sexual harassment and domestic violence, yes, I'm sorry. From your experience, how can you elaborate on witnesses and how the experience they've had impacts on their mental health over time?
Okay. Good afternoon. I cannot continue without appreciating the leadership of this forum for a well-coordinated, inspiring, and very, very educating program. Now, in my experience in dealing with survivors of gender-based violence, data has revealed that the most skyrocketing of all forms of violence is sexual harassment and domestic violence. Associations like the MBA Women Forum, FIDA, OLA, in collaboration with ministries, agencies, and other organizations have put in so much effort to ensure that they eliminate this obnoxious malady. But my sisters, I tell you, it is still under the carpet. Now, the question is, are there no laws, credible, stringent enough to curb this menace? We have domesticated so many laws, and despite the review of these laws that promote and protect the rights of women, still we come across survivors of sexual harassment and domestic violence daily. These survivors are called survivors because we believe that they have gone through bitter experience, but they are not downcast. They have been terrorized, they have been tortured, they have been traumatized, but yet they are surviving because they are coming out so strongly. But the question is, are these survivors really coming out so strongly as we expect? In my experience in dealing with these survivors of sexual harassment and domestic violence, I have come to realize that they face the aftermath effects that affect their mental development. So let's just look at few among many of the aftermath effects on these survivors. One, they suffer anxiety and frustration. They are always on the alert, always on the edge, always being careful, over cautious, being so careful to prevent the occurrence of this violence. They are even running when no one is pursuing them. Some of these survivors, my sisters, they become so restless, they are so unpeaceful. Some of them become so wild in the society. When you go to social media, you see them making so much noise. When you go to, they dress anyhow. Some of them end up not even getting married. And when you talk to them, in case you want to correct them, they revolt. So they become so wild. While others are wild, some are wild, others become so timid. The complexity, the feeling that they have this low self-esteem. Yes, I am finished. Yes, they are done with me. I cannot move in the society. I cannot raise my head high. I have been overpowered. The feeling of powerlessness. So they tend to suffer this low self-esteem. Another thing is, the feeling of this low self-esteem leads them to going through mental disorder, then some of them even end up in the psychiatric. And also, there is this PTSD. Some of them have this flashback, the memory of, I have been violated, I have been sexually harassed, and all of a sudden they are sitting down or they are sleeping, and immediately you just see them waking up to realize nothing is happening to them, because it is the memories that is lingering all over their minds. And some even lack trust again. They are not even able to trust anyone around them, be it a man or even a female, most especially the opposite sex. So when you bring them together with the opposite sex to work, they are not able to do it because they fear that there's going to be a reoccurrence of such act. So many of these experiences, so many of these survivors go through this aftermath that distorts their individual self-perception and also influence their mental health trajectory. And we cannot just agree that they are really survivors, but we want to ensure, put in effort that they really come out so strongly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Manatu. Madam Patience, Madam Manatu has been able to tell us that even though there are laws that try to prevent these incidences, experience shows that survivors still deal with self-esteem. How would you, as the chairperson of NBA Lawyers with Disability Forums, how would you say experiences of sexual violence or sexual harassment and domestic violence uniquely impact persons with disability, and what mental health considerations do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. So, Madam Patience, I was saying that Madam Anato has been able to establish that there are legal frameworks in Nigeria that actually try to prevent incidences of sexual harassment and domestic violence. But she has also been able to establish that despite being survivors, a lot of these survivors still deal with post-traumatic flashes and self-esteem issues. As the chairman of the NBA Lawyers with Disability Forum, how would you say experiences of persons with disabilities, experiences of their sexual harassment and domestic violence impact their lives uniquely, and what mental health considerations should be prioritized considering the unique situation?
Thank you very much. What I will say is, the first thing I will say is that whatever a person who is normal, a woman or girl who is normal in quotes, I like using that word, who is normal in quotes is going through, be rest assured that a woman or girl who is living with disability, who is a person with disability, is going through that same thing more than 5 times. Like, you are going through worse. Now, because you are a person with disability, and also because you are a female or a girl child. Now, if you look at it, what I'll say the challenges they go through when they are survivors like that is even enormous. It is more than, the impact is severe and multifaceted, as it is compounded by, 1, the loss of self-control, because as a person with disability, the first thing is you are relying on caregivers sometimes. We have some who are so really, whether it is slight, whether that disability is slight or the disability is deep-rooted, you still need to rely on people to do things for you. For instance, ascending this place, I needed help to come up here. I wanted to, when they said we should go for lunch, I needed help. I wanted to go upstairs like every other person. I could not, because the staircase was very narrow and all that. So I had to sit down and had to rely on someone who, at this point, is like a caregiver to me. So I had to rely on a caregiver to give me what I wanted. And you know, sometimes these caregivers may even be the ones who are carrying out these abuses on the person with disability, on that female with disability, maybe through sexual abuse or through domestic violence. Now, how do you report such a person? It becomes a problem. Because, 1, you are worried that you cannot report that person, because if you do, you will lose, you've already lost self-control, you've already lost the self-dignity, let me put it that way, that you already have. Now, by the time you report the person who is helping you, the first question you're asking yourself is, who is going to step into the shoes of that person? I can assure you, many of us have persons with disabilities in our families, whether cognitive disability or, or physical, or in whatever form. We may have one, either that is close to us or far from us. We know how difficult it is to take care of that person. And some of us even run away from that duty. We don't even want to be associated with the person. I've seen parents who lock up their children because they do not want people to know that they have a child who suffers from one form of disability or the other. So for a person with disability who is also a survivor, the impact on that person is far higher, far more higher than the impact on a person who does not have a disability. The mental trauma the person goes through is also far higher. The first question is, who is believing the person that person has actually gone through that trauma, whether rape or whether domestic violence or sexual harassment? Who is going to believe? Let's take a person who has cognitive disability, for instance. And I will use my cousin as an example. She was this very young, timid village girl with cognitive disability. Most people will say she has Down syndrome, which is actually correct. And someone was coming into the house to sleep with her, to rape her consistently. As at that time, she was just 13 or less. The person was coming into the house to rape her consistently. She kept saying it, nobody believed her. She got pregnant, nobody, in fact, when she was still saying it is this person that is the father of the child, nobody believed her until she had the child. And then people started pointing fingers and saying, oh, this child resembles this man. So what she has been saying all along is also you are battling with the issue of whether you are being believed for what you have gone through, that whether what you are saying as a person with disability, whether people are believing you, whether they are finding it difficult to believe you, or whether they are accepting that what you have gone through is actually true. So you have that problem there too. Then there's accessibility of services, like I actually mentioned. How many buildings are accessible in Nigeria? More than 5 years after we've passed the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Act, which section 3 to 5 provides that every building, every public building, and what are public buildings? Hospitals are public buildings, therapy sessions, mental health services are supposed to be public, where you access them are supposed to be public buildings. Then how many of them are accessible? Let's use the NBA house again as an example. You have to climb almost 15 steps to get into this place. Then you now have to deal with this auditorium here before you can access it. So let's assume that this place now is a mental health facility where you are supposed to go and get treated. How can a person with disability easily access this place? It becomes a problem. Then we look at those with hearing disability. Do we have interpreters, sign language interpreters there who can help them understand what the mental health specialist is telling them, or how they can get help? You go to the police stations, you go to the courtrooms, you go to everywhere you can access justice because you have suffered either domestic violence or any of these issues. And you find that they are not accessible. You practically have to crawl into your courtrooms. You have to crawl into the police stations for persons with physical disability. Then for those with hearing disability, or even those with visual disability, it amounts to the same thing. So you see that you find that even where persons, ordinary, persons in quotes now, persons without disability in quotes now, can easily access, you as a person with disability, you find it difficult to access. So in which case, you rather forget about what you have gone through. You swallow your pride, swallow whatever you are going through, and forget about reporting. And at the end of the day, it becomes a problem. I'll use a case. I'm also a prosecutor. I'm also, I work with the Ministry of Justice, and I'm in the Department of Public Prosecution. We've had cases where we had to forget about prosecuting the person because there's no one to provide for, there's no way to get the person to the court. She was raped, a young girl. She was raped, and then the matter was filed in the court. But she could not come to court to testify because we do not have access to interpreters, to sign language interpreters who can come to the court and explain what has happened in the language she understands, and for her to also tell the court in the language she knows how to, for the other person to explain to the court and say this and this is what happened. The case died a natural death, and that person who carried out that hideous crime walked scot-free. So some of these are the things we are actually talking about. Then we also do not have trauma-informed and disability-aware care. How many specialists we have in Nigeria? How many mental health providers we have? There are very few. And then the stigma attached to mental health issues too worsens matters for everybody. When you say, oh, I want to see a therapist, the first thing that this one don't know, that's what people say. Nobody understands that it is not about you running mad. It is about you needing help to come out of that place where you are right now that you do not like. Once upon a time, we have all been there, whether you like it or not. Either through postpartum depression or one thing or the other must have led you to that level, that low level where you did not want to be. How did you get out of it? So most times we just cope on our own, which is not really, it's not even coping, it is suppressing it. We suppress it and it remains inside of us. And one day we see what somebody reacting somehow, I will say, what's wrong with this person? It is that suppressed emotion that is causing. So we really do not have that. Then confidentiality and trust building, especially where abusers are caregivers. How do you go to a police station, for instance, and report that the man or the woman who has been carrying you about, who has been helping you to cross the road, who has been providing you with your meals, who has been taking care of you, who has put a roof over your head, is the same man or woman who is abusing you. So these are the far-reaching impacts that we are looking at. And for me, I feel it is way higher than you can think of. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Patience. I understand Dr. Obani is with us. But before I move to Dr. Obani, talking about accessibility, Coach Didi, a few weeks ago, I lost a very good sister to long-term domestic trauma effect of domestic violence that she could not overcome. As a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner and a mental health coach, what techniques have you found most effective in helping victims and survivors? Victims in the sense that those that are still going through it, and it's a continued process. So what approaches have you found most effective in assisting both victims and survivors of sexual harassment and domestic violence in trying to recover from the experiences?
Okay. Hello, everyone. If I could ask a question, please. How many of you are bold enough to raise your hand up to admit that you've been sexually harassed or you've experienced gender-based violence? Please raise up your hand if you have ever been sexually harassed or you've gone through gender-based violence. Can you see that? Many of them will not raise up their hands. And that is not the truth, because I can assure you, the number of women and girls who have been sexually abused or sexually harassed or who undergo sexual-based violence is very high. So one of the most effective tools is creating a safe space. Why do women feel afraid? Why are we afraid to admit that we've been sexually violated or sexually harassed or we are going through gender-based violence? One of the most effective techniques is creating a safe space. What kind of space can we create that a woman doesn't feel threatened to admit that she has been sexually harassed? I'm not a soothsayer, but I can assure you, if you are a lawyer or even a Nigerian, a girl, a woman in Nigeria today, over 90% of us have been sexually harassed. But yet in this room, we are even reluctant to raise our hands. So one of the things we really need to do is create that safe space where a woman can talk about how she, what she has been through, how she feels, so that she can feel heard and validated. That's one. Secondly, there's something called cognitive restructuring. I don't know if you've heard of it. Have you heard of it? Cognitive restructuring. In NLP, we call it reframing. Is the ability to change, to flip the script, to change the meaning of an event. Let me share a story quickly. When I started my training as an NLP practitioner, I remember the coach said something about no matter how bad things are, no matter what a bad thing that has happened to you, something good can come from it. I wasn't in that class, he was relating the story, and a lady stood up and she said, how can you say good can come from evil? I was raped. And she was weeping. But do you know what? Today, that lady is running a center for young girls who have been raped. Hasn't something good come from it? So cognitive restructuring is the ability to change the meaning you are giving to what has happened to you. Life is not about what has happened to you. It's about what you choose to do with it. Life is 10% what has happened to you and 90% what you choose to do. if you decide to focus, and I'm not trying to belittle what you've been through, believe me, no. But ask yourself now, Uyep. When you focus on yesterday, or what happened last year, or 2 weeks ago, 10 years ago, Uyep. But the ability to flip the script, to change the meaning you're giving to it, so that you can empower yourself to use it, to fuel yourself and grow. You cannot undo yesterday. I don't know about some of you here. Did you watch Aladdin as a child? Did you watch Aladdin? Remember the boy that had a magic lamp? Do you have it? Do you have a magic lamp that you can rub and genie will appear and say, what do you want? We don't have it. But we have our mindsets. Your mind can work for you or against you. Again, I am not trying to belittle what you've been through, but I am here to tell you that no matter what it is that you've been through, you can flip the script. Instead of playing victim all your life to what has already happened, you can change the meaning you're giving to it and empower yourself to grow, evolve, and become better.
Thank you, Coach Didi. That is really, really deep. So personally, it's a strong takeaway for me. Thank you, Coach Didi. Dr. Obani, as a gender equality expert, how would you say cultural context influence the mental health impact of sexual harassment and violence in whatever form it comes? And how does it impact on the effectiveness of intervention strategies? Is she with us? I guess we'll move to Madam Rukaya. That's the big one. Because holding such a big and sensitive position means you're representing the whole of the continent. And that is really, really important. How would you say your experience, as a chairperson of OLA, which is a very sensitive position, because you speak for African lawyers generally. So, can you hear me now? Thank you. So, Madam Roque, as a chairperson of OLA, and I said you represent female lawyers in the whole continent. How do you encourage, or how are you encouraging lawyers, that is you as a person and you as an organization, how are you encouraging women lawyers to adopt mental health sensitive approaches in handling sexual harassment cases and domestic violence cases, especially in the context of what Ms. Patience has told us in terms of seeking mental health services, and you are stigmatized as somebody that is crazy? Thank you.
Afternoon. Thank you very much for your question. It's important to understand that when these trauma patients, I call them trauma patients actually, sometimes I call them survivors, because when you hear what they've been through, you will understand that yes, they really survived. But primarily, as lawyers, when you have these cases before you and you want younger lawyers to also learn on how to handle this matter, there are certain key factors that need to come into consideration. And one is a continuous legal education with regards to trauma understanding. Now, most times when these victims come running to us, until you are very exposed and educated with trauma-related issues, you will realize that you would want to mistake their situations for maybe being agitated or being sick or something until you begin to speak with that person. Now, you need to mentor these younger female lawyers to understand the difference between a person who has been sexually violated and who has been sexually harassed. Being violated and harassed are two different things. Harassment has its limitations, and sometimes ends at just those harassments. But when a person has been sexually violated, the response from that person is absolutely different from the response of a person who has been harassed. Same with somebody who has been domestically violated. Now, we need to also teach female lawyers to understand the difference between economic violence, physical violence, emotional violence. These things are very important because until you are able to understand them, you will not be able to administer the proper help this victim requires. Also, making resource materials very available for them, where these young lawyers will be able to reach out to mental health practitioners, read up. For instance, when a couple came to me some time ago, I actually rescued the woman in Nawo. Okay, thank you. He went and admitted her in the Naowa hospital, saying she was mentally deranged. When I saw her and we rescued her, we realized she was not. She was only agitated because she was financially incapacitated, and then she was always hidden in the bedroom. So she was just reacting. I think it just occurred to her that this was not the right thing I needed to be doing. And then her reactions, the man rushed to Naowa, dropped her there, and told the hospital that she had bipolar. And she was being treated for bipolar. So when I met them, I asked him, do you know what bipolar is? He said, she's aggressive. I said, sir, no. Being bipolar means a person with two different extreme perspectives. One time the person is very agitated, the next time some of them appears to be very docile. So these materials and affiliations with mental health practitioners will help young lawyers understand when these victims, survivors, come to them, because not all victims are survivors.
Thank you so much, Madam Rukaya. I love the fact that you were able to contextualize sexual violence, sexual harassment, and domestic violence. And statistics shows that in Africa, people actually experience other forms of domestic violence more than physical domestic violence, which we tend to pay attention to. Before I come back to you, I would like to ask Dr. Petty a question. Dr. Petty, how do you think the cultural context influences intervention strategies in managing mental health treatments in terms of sexual harassment and domestic violence? She's muted, you're muted. We don't have audio here. IT, can you look into that, please? Okay, while that is being sorted, I'll come back to Madam Rukaya. So in the in view of how you contextualize these forms of harassment and violence, how do you think that legal professionals, now when I talk about legal professionals, I'm talking about in all spheres of legal practice, how do you think we can effectively collaborate with mental health experts in making sure that we have comprehensive mental health support and services, especially in terms of family-based challenges?
Thank you once more. First of all, I think that collaboration with mental health professionals is key. Secondly, there should be an interwoven relationship where every law firm or any CSO body that deals with gender-based violence will have an immediate access to a mental health professional, someone whom you can trust with a speedy answer. Sometimes when the person comes in and then you want that person to be there while you assess that victim, one phone call away, somebody who is a phone call away, or a hospital that is a phone call away, you can get somebody. Also, with these mental health professionals, you must establish a relationship of trust, because it is very important that your victim or your survivor understands that she is in a safe space. Now, when they come in, with all manner of respect, they do not want you asking them what happened. Your immediate question should be, how can I help you? Where do we go from here? Now, when you give them those kind of warm reception, they are quick to understand you and trust you. Now, this is a relationship that both the legal professionals and the mental health providers need to collaborate on, to see that the immediate solution to the problems of these survivors is key. And what makes it key is seeing that this person is asked the right questions, find the necessary immediate solution, because treating gender-based trauma-related mental health is not something that is treated like malaria treatment. It takes time. Also, seeing to it that mental health professionals and lawyers collaborate to have safe spaces. And when I use the word safe spaces, you do not expect somebody running from a violent environment to come for a session and then go back to that same environment. It doesn't make sense. So when the person comes out, you will just do what we call pulling out. You pull the person out, which is also difficult because financing that pulling out is also key. So collaborating with mental health workers is also very important, because when you as a lawyer do not have the finances, I think that for hospitals that have mental health sessions, we will not be able to admit that person immediately there while you think of the next step on how to help that person. So it is important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Rukeya. While we prepare for Dr. Pedi, Madam Hannatu, talking about safe spaces now, it's when you understand that you're experiencing this kind of thing that you want to seek help. How can you say you've been able, or what strategies can you say have been effective in helping young lawyers and young women to understand that they're actually experiencing sexual harassment or domestic violence or any kind of violation? How do you think this can come into?
Okay. Thank you for this beautiful question. Now, before we even design strategies to addressing sexual harassment and domestic violence, we have to be able to identify sexual harassment and this domestic violence. We should be able to say, this is a survivor of sexual harassment. We should be able to say, when my sister was saying, how many of you have been harassed? Only few raised their hands. It is because maybe we take so many things as being normal. We do not even know at what level or at what point we are being sexually harassed. So what is this sexual harassment we are talking about? How can we even identify survivors of sexual harassment? Let's start with the sexual harassment. We all know that sexual harassment is any gesture, any unwelcome behavior, any unwanted behavior of sexual nature that makes you feel very uncomfortable. It can be verbal, it can be non-verbal, it can be physical, emotional. By just staring at you like this by the opposite sex, and then you become uncomfortable, my sister, you have been sexually harassed. By coming to you to say, hey, my darling, my sweetheart, even when you are not his darling, this is sexual harassment. By sending you text messages to say, oh, your husband is enjoying you. Yes, this is sexual harassment. You get what I mean? Yes, this is sexual harassment. By coming close to you to beat your bum bum and say you are a sweet woman or touch you like this. Most of my sisters in the north, when we see men coming to greet us, we give them our hands to shake. But when we have not given them that permission and they come close to say, I need a hug like this, my dear, the moment I become uncomfortable with that behavior, I am being sexually harassed.
Thank you.
So, no, I am not through. We have dealt with sexual harassment now. Now let's look at the domestic violence, which constitute both physical, emotional, psychological, and even economic violence. So it is not just only about the physical beating, kicking, tapping, torturing, or whatever physical force that is meted on you. And then when we talk about psychological and emotional, by mere abusing you or insulting you or yelling at you to feel depressed, you are suffering from domestic violence. By locking you in the house to say you are not going for MBA Women Forum conference, my sister, you are suffering from domestic violence. By saying you do not have a voice to stand and represent the bar, as a female lawyer, my sister, you have been sexually harassed if you have the capacity. So, this is not just about, let's talk about the emotional, economic violence, which we'll all know as denying you the provision of the necessities of life, food, shelter, by someone who is responsible to cater for your needs. Because you have offended a man, he has refused to give you money for shopping. My sister, you are suffering from domestic or economic violence. So now, can we delve into the redress? Can we delve into how to redress it? Now, when we identify the measures, when we're able to know that this is the state of being harassed sexually, when we're able to identify the fact that this is a survivor of domestic violence, then we can easily design so many approaches, so many strategies. There is this framework that we call the survivor-centered approach. I always use it in dealing with survivors. This is a principle that prioritizes the needs and interests of the survivor over anything. It is just about what the survivor wants. It is just about if the survivor says, my sister, I cannot go to court because I am not able to stand in the dock to give testimony. It stops there. You stop prosecution there. If a survivor says, I need an apology letter from the perpetrator, my sister, for it to make me come out to my state before the violence, my sister, that is done to the survivor. So we look at what the survivor wants, having informed consent. And when we talk about informed consent, which means as you deal with the survivor, you're able to relate and inform the survivor of the possible options. Okay, you have legal services, you have healthcare services, you have psychosocial support, you have security services. Which one do you want? Which one can you go for? If the survivor says, I don't want any, because it stops here, for fear of stigmatization, it stops there. So the second one is, treat the survivor with utmost respect and dignity. Treat the survivor with utmost respect and dignity. It is not your business if the survivor was dressed half naked before she was sexually harassed. That is not your business. It is not your business to be judgmental or to condemn any survivor. Your only business as female lawyers is to tell the survivor that it is okay. You will have justice. That is the only thing you can do for the survivor. And then the next thing is confidentiality. You have to treat these survivors with utmost confidentiality. We don't need lawyers who take up the matters of clients taking about their name and saying, you see, that's my client, I am handling her case though because she was sexually harassed or she suffered domestic violence. So it is right for you, it is very best for you to protect the dignity of the survivor. Before you even expose the survivor to the court, you don't need to tell the name or the community or the society where the survivor is coming from. Anything you can do to protect the dignity of that survivor is your responsibility. And then talking about safe space, safety. The safety of the survivor is your business. The moment you see a survivor coming to you, if the person has been traumatized, if it is domestic violence, you ensure that a shelter is being provided in case she cannot go back to the husband for fear of further reoccurrence of that violence. So a safe space should be provided, security should be provided before her house is before she is being attacked in her abode. And then finally, non-judgmental, we have talked about it, and then non-discrimination. You see my sister here, she has said a lot about, so irrespective of one's social status, treat all survivors equally. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Anatu. That is really, really interesting. And then I'll take it up from the family space now, because I could see the reaction when it was that domestic violence, especially when I don't have the money to shop. So I'll take that. So, Dr. Pedi, IT, how would you say, going by your expertise in human rights, how would you say human rights can inform approaches to protecting people that are going through this any form of domestic violence? So from the human rights points, how would you say this can help?
Is she online?
Do we have Dr. Pedi, IT? So I just move to the next one.
Maybe we move, she can round up. Hey, we're really missing her. Yes. Let's go on.
Okay, Coach Didi, while we're waiting for Dr. Pedi, when she's on, let her talk, then we'll pause, please. Coach Didi, given your expertise in stress management, or let me just say stress and anger management, how do you think, or what approaches or strategies can be adopted by people going through domestic violence, especially when they still live in that household with the abuser?
Okay, basically, how to manage stress and anger in the household, basically, right? So what I would say, first of all, is honestly, take care of your village people. In the sense that do not allow the idea that fighting every day and reacting, whenever something happens, you are shouting, you are fighting, and you are getting angry all the time. So take care of the village people within yourself. You know, most of us were saying village people, village people. Sometimes the village people is you. So take care of your own village people. And then secondly, you have to learn to practice emotional detachment. You have to learn to practice emotional detachment. One day, 6 years ago, I woke up and said, husband will not kill me. Children will not kill me. In-laws will not kill me. All of you lot will not kill me. And I've been living relatively happily ever after the end. Did you understand that?
Yes, Coach.
You have to take responsibility. There are certain things when I have clients and they tell me this is what's happening to me and I don't know what to do. I asked you first because I once said I had this program with NDLEA and I told them, look, there's a high number of women taking drugs. Have you noticed? Because of husband matter. People don't go to drugs because they just decided one day, it's a beautiful morning, let me take some marijuana. It's usually emotional challenges that makes people resort to drugs. And it's not an excuse. But unfortunately, it's a coping mechanism. So whatever you're going through, ask yourself, can I handle it? Can I manage it effectively in a healthy manner? If you cannot, what can I do? What else can I do? How can I remove myself from this situation? Or how can I get coping mechanisms, strategies, healthy ones to manage the situation? You have to make that decision. And thirdly, practice self-care. All this money you are making, now for who? Many women give, and keep giving because we have been raised to give. That's our mindset. Unlearn that crap. Unlearn that crap. Learn to give to yourself. I take myself out every month. Every month on the 5th, 25th of the month, there's an alarm on my phone. Bing, bing, it's self-care day. You see hotel, you see restaurants in Abuja. The restaurant where this my leg never waka enter, they know plenty. I Google restaurants in Abuja. I drive there. I walk in. As I walk in, AC will hit me because not be mama put, I they go do self-care. Not be mama put. As I enter, there will be somebody by the door who will collect my bag. I like it. Then I will sit down. And then he takes my bag and puts it on another chair just beside me. But before I sit down, he pulls the chair for me. I like it. My husband has never pulled chair for me. And then I sit down and I take up the menu. And I'm very, very intentional on this part. You know, say country hard. So I don't look at the price. My heart go cut. So I look at the food. And I order for something I don't eat in my house. Yeah. I order for mashed potatoes, shepherd's pie, grilled prawns, hummus with minced meat, lamb chops. I chop tire. And you know what? As I sit down in that space, and there's a melody, there's this music playing in the background, in this utter silence, I use fork and knife, Seth. As I'm eating, I go like this. I pause for a minute, and I go like, what's that? Was that a hair? Yeah. Silence. No husband, no children. And I feel really happy. Now, you see, some of you will think, bad woman. Yeah, I like it. Self-care for me is being away from my husband and my children. Because sometimes they are the stressor. And it's okay. When I finish eating, I will see the price, the bill, and I will pay it. My heart will cut. I will pay, sha. Then the remaining, you know this kind of food, you don't go leave them there. I will take away and pack the remaining. As I come back home, they said, "Did you want dinner? Yeah, are you back? Welcome back." And I said, "What would you like to eat for dinner?" And I'll say, "That's tuo. You see this mouth that ate mashed potatoes with lamb chops. I should come and end with kuka, me and kuka." No. And then my daughter would say, "Can I hold your bag?" I said, no. I know you're judging me, bad mother. Yeah. I say, no. I take my bag to my room. Later in the night, I don't even reheat the food. I eat it cold. When I'm done, I wrap it up in the first bag, and then the second bag, and then I put it in the dustbin. That is self-care for me. What do you do?
Thank you, Coach Didi. Thank you, Coach Didi. You know, this is coming at the right time. It's payday, right? So you want to spoil yourself. But before you decide to spoil yourself, it's school fees season. So thank you so much, Coach Didi. But it's also important for us to identify that stressor in our lives. We are not saying uproot the stressor, change them out like we see on social media, but it's so important to identify the stressor and choose the most appropriate ways that you can deal with it. You see that spot that you've been postponing? Go for it, pay them. So, Dr. Bani, so in the context of this self-care, identifying the stressor in your life, what role do you think human rights can actually play in the family space to make sure that you deal effectively with domestic violence? Okay, probably I will have a round up the session. But before we move to the next round, I would like to ask Madam Patience. For me, I'm an advocate of inclusion. But when we talk about inclusion, we just talk about, most people focus on representatives, having somebody represented somewhere, having people with disabilities being part of a discussion. But to me, it goes beyond that. So what legal strategies can we take to make sure that mental health services are more accessible and inclusive? Inclusive in the context of not separating services, except when it is necessary. Inclusive in the sense that, okay, the same place I'll go to as a person without disability is still the same place a person with disability will go to and be able to get the quality of services that I also get. Thank you.
Very simple. The first thing is remove all the barriers. Every barrier that is there, that is preventing a person with disability from accessing that service. What are those barriers? Staircases like this, there are barriers. When you do not have sign language interpreters in the hospitals, I can assure you, no Nigerian hospital has a sign language interpreter, but they are there. You don't even have to pay them. They will be very, very glad to offer their services. All you have to do, put them just on a standby. Let them be on a standby so that when you need one, you just call on them and say, please, we have a patient here who needs your services, and they are there for you. There should be there should be road signs, you know. There should be, just put these things in place. Remove every form of barrier, whether communication barrier or physical barrier. Once you have been able to remove that, you're already, first and foremost, creating a space for them to come in, a space for persons with disabilities to be able to access these mental health services. Then secondly, you must help build that confidence and trust by not being, like Shia said, by not being judgmental. You don't just see a person with disability and say, this person is lying. Who is going to touch her? What does a man see in a 2-year-old child that will make him touch that child? Or see in a mad woman? Sometimes we see mad women on the road who are pregnant. How did they didn't impregnate themselves. Someone did. So that means that even for a person with disability, you will still find someone who still finds them very attractive. I'm also very attractive, by the way. You find someone who finds them very attractive and wants to get there and either abuse them, whether physically or emotionally or in any form. So, first and foremost, remove that judgmental attitude. Let them know that you trust them. Let them know that you are believing the story they are telling you first, before you start being judgmental. Then another way you can do that, another way you can do that is by equipping hospitals. We should equip hospitals, equip the police station. I know for a fact now that some security agencies, they have disability desk. It goes beyond having a disability desk. You can't just put that one person there, employ one person and say, do you have a disability desk? How can I access that place? So the first thing is ensuring that the place is accessible. Police stations, we know it is not possible to employ for every police station in Nigeria to have sign language interpreters for one, but I am very, very sure that every police station can be accessible. I should be able to walk into, or someone on a wheelchair should be able to walk, can be rolled into a police station and he tells his story. Someone who has maybe a mental disability or whatever can walk into any police station and tell his story without being disbelieved or without being driven away and saying, this thing is not happening, thank you. It's not happening. So let's just start building, having that access, creating that space for us to have access. Make our police stations accessible, make our courtrooms accessible, make our mental health service providers, their offices and hospitals accessible. Once this is done, I can assure you that you've solved more than 50% of the problem, because these same persons can quietly walk into these spaces and do whatever they want to do. Like for us in the MBA Lawyers with Disabilities Forum, we're already doing something in that regard. We've had two summits so far, one in Asaba, where we brought together law enforcement agencies, the judiciary, and the members of the executive, the Ministry of Justice as well, the Attorney General's office. We did the same thing in Maiduguri. And we are already recording successes because in Asaba, after that, the disability law was passed in December last year. Thankfully, we are waiting for them to start implementation. That's for Delta State. Then in Maiduguri, we saw the branch redesigned. That was the first time I saw something that really pleased me. I saw a branch that was really determined to welcome members of the disability community into the branch. They redesigned their entrance. Because we went to the branch and we told them, this is why lawyers with disabilities are not attending your meetings. And before we left Maiduguri, they started redesigning the branch and they sent us photographs after they are done. And we expect that from every branch of the MBA. If you want us to participate, of course you should be doing that. We expect that from every state. Pass the discrimination against persons with, domesticate the law, and start implementation. It just doesn't end at domestication. Implement it. Do not go and build exclusive schools. Nobody is asking you to go and build a special school for children. I do not believe in exclusive schools. I believe in inclusive education. I attended all inclusive schools, including my university. I was already an adult before I had a disability, so that made it possible for me to be a person with disability in the university. And my university was very inclusive. I was attending classes with every other person. It builds confidence in that child. It helps the child to be able to interact. And you find out that you do not have a timid child. You do not have a child that will grow up and think that it is okay to go to the road to beg for alms. You will not have a child that thinks that it is okay that others are humans while he is subhuman. So these are some of the things I believe that we can do to remove these barriers and make our mental health services inclusive for everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Patience. I will still come to you, but this will be my last question to you. So, you actually answered the question I had in mind, but I cannot help but think that when we talk about inclusion, removing barriers, would you say that also include a change in our mindset for members of the society to actually accept persons with disabilities as part of us, not seeing somebody with visual disability on the road and presuming this person is a beggar, but being willing to say, oh, let me assist you to cross the road. So would you say a total mindset is also necessary to achieve this inclusion?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What we need is a total reorientation. We need a reorientation for every one of us in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria. I find that when someone is walking on the streets and maybe the person is trying to cross a road, or you are carrying a heavy bag, the next thing is they'll tell you do. If you are from the south, they'll tell you do and walk past you. Why are you telling me do? Did I fall from the sky? Like my lecturer will always ask them, did she fall down? Why are you telling her, well, sorry? No, don't tell me sorry. Clear the road for me to cross. If I want to cross the road, help me with that bag that I'm finding difficult to carry. Then if I'm trying to ascend this place and I'm finding it difficult, ask me, can I help you? And if I don't want your help, I'll say, oh, thank you very much. But if I do, I'll say, oh, thank you very much. Can I hold your hand? Or can you help me hold my pair of crutches? Or can you help me roll down my wheelchair? Whatever help I need. So we need to go beyond feeling sorry or being sympathetic. No, we need to be show empathy. We need to empathize with that person. That's what we want. It is not your sympathy, because sympathy will not take us anywhere. So, like you rightly said, we need reworking of our brains. Yes, we need to rework our brains and start thinking that we are all one. That a person with disability is not a stupid person. The person is not without other abilities. It's just that the person lacks one strength in being able to do something. That is just what it means. And don't forget, disability can happen to anybody at any time. You can just be coming down this place now, you fall down, break your leg, you suffer either a temporary disability or a permanent disability. So it can happen to anybody. And many of us are disabled. If you wear glasses here, you're already a disabled person. Yes, because you are not seeing well. That's why you're wearing the glasses. So why would you want to discriminate against others and see them and look at them and say, this person? No. Show empathy. Empathize with them. Help where there's need to help. Bring them close together. Let us be included. We have them in our homes. Have you killed the one in your house because the person is disabled? If you have not done that, then it means that what you need to show is inclusiveness. And I believe that in every policy of government, in every policy we are implementing, yes, thank you. In every policy we are implementing, we cannot do it without having persons with disability involved. Whether you like it or not, you cannot plan a successful MBA conference without having lawyers with disability involved. You cannot plan a successful Women Forum conference without having us involved. Because that is why I've had to climb this place like a million times and have all my joints paining me. So you see, you can't do anything without us, without our say, without us being involved in it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Patience. I'll move on to Madam Rukaya. I'm still coming to you because you hold a very sensitive position, especially as it relates to Africa. So now, this will be my last question to you. And we cannot have this kind of gathering without addressing the fate of most or a lot of young female lawyers. So how do you think female lawyers can balance their pursuit, their career pursuit, with their mental health needs, especially when they find themselves in workplace environment or family environment where they are experiencing one form of abuse or the other, and they have to deal with this alongside their legal career and then try to balance their mental health? So what do you think we can do?
Thank you. Now, just like I said earlier, mentorship is key. Unfortunately, I have said it over and over, and I will still reiterate on that. If there's one thing we lack as women, is the empathy and sympathy for our younger female lawyers. Now, until we are able to understand and remember that once upon a time we're also young female lawyers, and that we also went through certain struggles we would not wish for our own daughters to go through, and would want these young female lawyers to also have a stress-free career growth. Now we need to mentor them properly. We need to also create time to let them understand that there are times where certain job offers needs to be turned down. Now, I've heard some very young female lawyers whom, for the first time, some 17, 18 years ago, I don't know what we're discussing, and a male lawyer said, conference materials. And then I asked, what is this conference materials he was talking about? It was an MBA conference we went to in Lagos, and he was referring to young female lawyers as conference materials. But he didn't believe the outcome of what happened that day because it was a showdown. And I asked why. He said because so many young female lawyers do not come for conferences with provisions for accommodations and mobility. So they give them accommodations and mobility, and then they take something in return, and they are conference materials. Please, senior lawyers, take these young girls under your wings, shield them, and advise them. That notwithstanding, there are those whom you cannot pull out no matter how hard you try. But please give out that support. Extend that mentorship. Relate with them like you would want another person to relate with your daughter in another time, another place, whenever she finds herself there. Also, we need to have law reforms within the NBA, Women Forum, FIDA, AULA, that we look at the possibilities of having very stringent laws to support young female lawyers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Rukaya. In 30 seconds, Madam Anato, what role do you think the community can play in the social integration of those that have experienced one form of violence or the other? In 30 seconds, please.
Hello? Yes. You see, the society, whenever we cry out for gender equality, the society thinks we want to rub shoulders with the men. They believe that we are saying what a man can do, a woman can do. That is just what they believe. But what we want actually is not just the equality, but we want equity in equality. All we are saying, because a man feels we are not emotionally stable, we are not as confident as they are, we do not have communication skills as they are, we are not as strong as they are because of this positive masculinity. They believe that we want to rub shoulders. All we want is give us that thing that we do not have, so that we can have or enjoy equal opportunity with you. So we are calling on the communities to challenge those gender stereotypes, the feeling of a woman is supposed to be in the kitchen or at home while I am at meetings and representing and making decisions. We must... Okay, thank you.
Coach Didi, in 30 seconds. Madam Hanato has already told us how we can deal with it and the social integration. How do you think we can prevent issues that will lead to mental health needs in the first place? In 30 seconds, please.
I think it's important we create awareness. That's one of the things we could do. Do you know that 1 in every 4 women in Nigeria has a mental health disorder? Which means 1, 2, 3, 4. Me, I know, say I know well. Because I bath, wear cloth, doesn't mean I'm okay. So we have to create awareness. Mental health is not psychosis when you see people running around crazy. Mental health is when a damage has been done to you emotionally, when you are traumatized. But because of the society we live in, the culture of silence, you go mum, and it eats you up. So mental health is how you think, how you feel, and how you behave, how you handle situations, how you make decisions, how you manage stress, and whether or not you're productive in society. So be kind to each other.
Thank you so much, Coach Didi. Can we have Dr. Obani in 10 seconds? I was told if you're able to maintain total silence for 10 seconds, she'll be able to communicate with us.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Very engaging session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, another round of applause for the panelists. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To give the vote of thanks for this session, please help me welcome Nonso Oba once again, please. Please, a round of applause, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Please, I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you so much. This session is very dear to my heart. Okay, I stand on, permit me please to stand on all existing protocols. And I'm here to express my sincere gratitude for your presence and for your participation. I want to give special thanks to all our panelists. I want to thank Coach Didi for her presence here despite her busy schedule. I want to thank Miss Rukaya Esquire. I want to thank Miss Patience Esquire. I want to thank Dr. Paddy despite all the internet challenges. I want to thank Miss Hannatu Esquire. I'm really, really, really grateful. I also want to give special thanks to our moderator, Dr. Nike. Really appreciate the way you coordinated this session. It was really engaging and entertaining. We also would like to thank our dear participants and those that have been present throughout this session. We are most grateful for your time, for your presence, and for your participation as well. We also want to thank the organizers of this session and this event as well. We are most grateful. We hope that we can actually see you in more sessions in future. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you once again. And just to remind you that we still have one session of the raffle draws. And I hope we are still interested in winning some of the prizes that are available for that. And now we're going to present some awards to the panelists. And to do that, please help me welcome Professor Foluke Dada Lawansin, please. A round of applause for her as she makes her way up here.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, thank you so much for staying till this time. It's our show, it's our forum, and we will always do what we need to do to ensure that this forum keeps going forward. And permit me to say that the forum has come a long way from when the likes of Mrs. Ezenwa, Professor Bangboshe, Mrs. Okorocha, and up till now. Now look at us, look at where we are now. Congratulations to everyone. And I want to especially thank everybody on this panel. I think you brought out the fire in us, and we can only but appreciate you. We're going to present some plaques. It's not enough to tell you or to show you how much we really appreciate you. Your session went on and on. We didn't want it to stop. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So I'm going to start. Who am I going to start with? The first person. So we're going to start with the plaques, the awards, to appreciate every member of this panel. Madam, when you said 1 in 4 people are unwell, I asked the question, how many people are here? Am I sure I'm on the right side? So we have to keep checking ourselves. And everything you all have said resonated with all of us, and we keep pushing forward. The passion was so great. And I'm happy that women are coming up. We're coming up, we're showing the world, yes, we're here and we can do it. So we're going to start with Coach Didi Memuna. Thank you so much, madam. And this award of appreciation is presented to you. Okay, let's go to the So, I think we're standing all right now. So this award of appreciation is presented to you, Coach Didi Memuna, in recognition of your valuable contributions to the 2025 NBA WF Annual Conference. Your work exemplified the UNHCR's call for integrated protection system that address psychological, physical, and social dimensions of violence. So on behalf of the chairperson of this forum and the entire ESCO and the membership of NBA WF, I present this to you. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, so the next award goes to Rukaya Cynthia Emmanuel. Thank you. So, on behalf of the So on behalf of the Nigerian Bar Association Women's Forum, this award of appreciation is presented to you in recognition of your valuable contributions to the 2025 NBAWF Annual Conference, and your work exemplify the UNHCR's call for integrated protection system that address psychological, physical, and social dimensions of violence. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the next one goes to Hanatu Dauda Simon. Let's go to them. See the beautiful Amazons we have. So, on behalf of the NBA Women's Forum, I present to you this award of appreciation in recognition of your valuable contributions to the 2025 NBA Women's Forum Annual Conference, and in recognition of the important work that you do for women. Congratulations. Thank you. Do the panelists for okay. All right. So the next award of appreciation goes to Dr. Pedi Obani. All right. So, on behalf of the NBA Women's Forum, this award of appreciation is presented to Dr. Pedi Obani in recognition of your valuable contributions to the 2025 Annual Conference, as your work exemplifies the UNHCR's call for integrated protection systems that address psychological, physical, and social dimensions. Congratulations and thank you for the good work. Thank you. Just a quick minute, we'll get there eventually. Thank you so much. I had to go through a school before I could come back. All right, so the next award goes to Patience Etumudem, the chair of the Lawyers with Disability Forum. No, she wants to stand this one. Yes, she's on Amazon. Okay, so this award of excellence is presented to you in recognition of your distinguished service during the 2025 NBA WF Annual Conference. Your skillful facilitation created an impactful exchange of ideas. And on this note, we present this award to you. Please accept it from the bottom of our hearts in appreciation. They're going to take pictures. Yeah, so you want to wait for it. Okay, thank you very much. And last but not the least is Dr. Olanike Adelakun, our able moderator. No, this is for her. Okay. On behalf of the Nigerian Bar Association Women's Forum, I have the singular honor to present this award to you. It's an award of excellence that is presented in recognition of your distinguished service during the 2025 MBAWF Annual Conference for your skillful moderation and facilitation of this very impactful exchange of ideas. We appreciate you, and we look forward to a future of more greater excellence. She says her head is swelling up. Okay, congratulations. Bye-bye. Thank you. So I think the next thing to do is to take a group picture. I invite the chair of the forum.
Yes.
And who else do you want? The whole ESCO. Okay. You can. You will do.
Immediately after the picture, council members should come on board and take pictures with the ESCO panelists. Then from council members, we'll move to state leads. Our state leads here present all the way from Abia down to Zamfara. Please, we should all get ready. CPC chair, CPC alternate chair, please join the picture. ESCO members. Council members. Immediately after council members, past immediate ESCOs will follow. No. Photographer, should we go downstairs? Council members and ESCOs, picture. Then after that, we have ESCOs, council members, and past immediate NBAWF former ESCOs.
So we're snapping alone?
No, we are snapping with.
Without it alone.
Please pause. Yes. Yes. Thank you. The picture, please. ESCOs. Committee heads, various committees, head of committee, deputy head, coordinators. Please, while the picture is actually going on, there's dinner this evening, and I know some people are ready for the dinner already, but for those that would want to go home, please don't. The dinner is going to be amazing. If not for anything, the music and the food and the venue. And our beautiful chairperson, and the designs. So please, let us hurry up with the pictures, please. Our dinner pass is inside everybody's conference material. If you register for the conference, you will see your pass inside your tag. Please come along to the venue with your tag. That pass is inside your tag. That is the only way you can enter the dinner venue. Please, various committee heads, head of committee, deputy head of committee, coordinator of committee. Past NBAWF National Chairperson, past Secretary, past Treasurer, past Publicity Secretary, I beg. Past council members, here present. Please, there is still raffle draw. Immediately after the photographs, you are going to be having raffle draw. Me, I will stay behind because I intend to win. Today, I must win something. CPC committee members, please get ready. You cannot organize this beautiful event and not snap picture. It's not possible. LOC members too. Past NBAWF chairperson, past secretary, past treasurer, past publicity secretary. That's my predecessor, my dear. Past council members too. CPC alternate chairperson, from seeing her heart, you already know the alternate chairperson. She refused to give me food. Yes, CPC members, please. CPC chair, CPC alternate chair, CPC secretary, CPC assistant secretary. Please, let's come out. You refuse to give me food. No, I beg you. Now give me water. CPC, please come out. CPC chair. See how beautiful you're looking. CPC chair.
Yes.
CPC members, please hurry up. Auntie Delayo, stop happening. Am I calling? Our beautiful state lead. I saw the state lead of Abia State, very beautiful. I saw the state lead of Edo, state lead of Niger State, my state, state lead of Edo, state lead of Lagos. Please, current state leads that are here present, please come forward for pictures. And our ever beautiful Delta State lead. State lead of Edo, state lead of Gombe, state lead of Jigawa, state lead of Sokoto. Anytime I hear Sokoto, the first thing that comes to my mind is 001 Caliphate Bar. Current state leads, please come forward. State lead of Ebonyi State, very beautiful, too stylish. Beautiful women. The women that are ensuring that the forum is very functional in their respective states. State lead of Anambra. I don't know whether they told you you're coming for beauty pageant. Why are you looking this beautiful? Very beautiful woman. Please come forward. State lead of Jigawa. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. State lead of Kano State. State lead of Adamawa, thank you very much. I can't find the state lead of Niger State. Branch facilitators, the foot soldiers of the forum. Current branch facilitators, please come forward. My beautiful branch facilitator, Adiz Abubakar, Esquire, very pretty.
Okay, so regarding the pickup, you need to make the announcement.
Okay,
But
from
we
where?
agreed that the buses will leave here at 5:30.
Okay.
It's 10 minutes to 5 now.
Okay.
In fact, 9 minutes to 5.
Okay.
So people can join.
Yes, I did.
We have the APC, we have coordinators, so now generalize committee officers.
Okay, okay, okay.
Said you shouldn't forget LOCs.
Okay. Our beautiful facilitators from various branches, please come forward.
So, should I come back when you are ready?
Please, announcement. There will be buses in front of the bar house taking people to the venue of the dinner. Please don't miss out on that dinner. The dinner is going to be an amazing dinner. Don't miss out. Come and come correct. Come looking dazzling. Okay, the buses will leave here at 5:30 and they will convey conferees to the dinner venue. Don't worry about the dinner venue and don't believe those telling you the venue is far. They are trying to cheat you out of the dinner. Branch facilitators, please come forward. Local organizing committee members. Local organizing committee members. I know the alternate chairperson is going to give the vote of thanks, but I want to, before she will come on board, on behalf of the forum, extend our gratitude to state leads that actually. Thank you very much, our state leads, for doing amazing jobs at the state level. And thank you to our facilitators too. Local organizing committee, please come forward. Local organizing committee, the foot soldiers for this conference. Please come forward. After local organizing committee, we'll be having committee members. Committee members. LOC members first. LOC members. After LOC members, committee officers. There is going to be an award for the best dressed dinner participant. Best dressed. So endeavor to come correct. LOC members. Committee officers. Committee officers. Committee officers are coming now. We've got them now. Committee heads, deputies and coordinators, they're taking pictures. Yes, now. We've done it already. Yes, we don't. No, I said head of committee, deputy heads of committees, coordinators. Okay. Okay. If you're a committee head here, deputy head of committee, coordinator, or committee officers, please come forward. Head of publicity committee, deputy head of publicity committee, coordinator publicity committee. People should come. I have presents for you. All deputies and coordinators. People should come forward. Please, elders of the forum should please get ready. Now, elders of the forum, they are the foundation of this forum. And they are the ladder that we are climbing. They've made the foundation already, so we should appreciate them in our midst. Elders of the forum. Yes, yes. Yes. Okay. You were not here when they were taking statement. Where did you go to? Join this one. Please come forward. Don't be tired. Yes. It's not with me now. It's with Grace.
But she said she needs you because they want to take the case there.
Nothing is with me. Ask Grace. It's not you. It's me. Secretary, I beg you. Secretary, I will go to. Until you go to. Elders of the forum, please come forward. Madam Ruth. Okay. Okay, elders of the forum, please come forward. Auntie Delayo, please come for the vote of thanks. We are not doing raffle again. Are we doing raffle again? Yeah. Are you going already? Please, before the vote of thanks, there's still raffle draw, and they have items that they have books, money, spa dates, and the rest to be won. Elders of the forum. while the raffle draw is ongoing, branches that are, or states that are willing to take pictures with the chairperson and ESCO can organize themselves and come forward.
Then another person will now win. Do you understand? So you It's off. Good evening, everyone. Let's take the last batch of the raffle for the sessions. Then we would have the final raffle session at the dinner. That's where someone will win the grand prize. So I would call some of our seniors who are still here. Let me call Pastor Ruth, our big elder, to take the first pick for this group of raffle tickets.
But she was going to take a picture with her. I want to pick one or two. One. Okay, you can pick two. You pick two.
Mommy Gomo? Oh yeah, pick two. Pick as well.
See it so that you see. Yeah?
Okay.
Another one, please.
Another one. So our elders have picked 4 tickets. And the first person on the list is Ramlan Ibrahim Nok. Is she still here? Is Ramlan here? If she's not here, then that ticket is gone. We have Choma Angela Okeke. Is Choma Angela Okeke here? Francisca Danjuma. Is Francisca here? Emanuela Aluya. It means these people have gone. Yeah, so let's have our elder speak again. Is Miriam Danladi still here? Miriam Danladi. Kosiso Chukwu Vivian Ibema. Is Kosiso here? Hadiza Ali. Is Hadiza Ali here? Cecilia Ibowen. Is Cecilia here? Okay, Cecilia is here. Let's clap for her, please. Dogwal Nankea. Okay. Chinwe Adimora. Is Chinwe here? Then Diana Addy. Is Diana Addy still here? Let's have Professor Foluke Dada pick some tickets for us. Three. Then Hadiza Ali, 3. Hadiza 4. No, this is 3 already here. 3. Thank you, Mom. Ifoma Elizabeth. Is Ifoma here? Hadiza Afro Shetima. Oh, wow. Oh, this is one of our facilitators. She joined online. Pedi Obani. Then Atase Ogaga. Is Atase here? Is she here? Is Atase here? I heard someone's comment. Okay, if she's not here, let's have Mrs. Irene Pepple pick some tickets for us. Four. Okay. Felicia Akindele. Is Felicia here? Okay, she's here. Let's clap for her. She's still here. Halima Shabi. The excitement. Aisha Garba Yakasai. Is Aisha Garba here? Ogechi Wodike. Is Ogechi still here? Rebecca Anointed. Where's the anointed Rebecca? She's not here.
Aisha Garba is here.
Where's Aisha Garba? Oh, okay. Oluchi Uchebu. That's the last ticket. Is Oluchi here? These two are not here.
So we have 6 now. 2 more.
You have 6. 2 more. Let's have Madam Chair or Madam Alternate Chair pick the last 2 tickets. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Alheri Daudu. And then the last person, Chinasa Akachuku. Is Chinasa here? Chinasa going? Gone. Okay, so we'll pick for the last ticket. One more. Chidima Lilian Azubike. Peace Obona. Is Peace Obona here? Oh, wow. Okay. Teresa Ngozi Ikenga. She was here earlier. Aderayo Basharun. Are you the one? No. No. If the person is not here. Just one more. Just one. Thank you. Queen Apan Basi. Is Queen Apan Basi here? Okay. Oyin Dobra Ebinimi. Okay. Aisha Galadima. Oh, wow.
What's happening?
Okay, Chukwu Okafo. Not here. Fadilat Ozo Ibrahim. Is Fadilat here? Then Happiness Udo Ekong. Now, wow. Zainab Husseini Manjalo. Is Zainab here?
Zainab.
See? No. Bolanle Hajara Oniyangi.
Maybe they did, but
Adebimpe Elizabeth. Not here. Faith Chukuka Ogochuku. Hamida Lawan. Miracle Emeku. Aisha Ahmad Mohammed. Rose Friday. Finally. Yes. So you would remove the gift for Hadiza Ali. Then you give the others.
is she into legal practice?
I don't know.
There are 8 of them.
I think so.
Hadiza later. Okay. Let me use the microphone. Okay, so for this round, again we'll have, what's the first person? We have a spa gift of 20,000 naira to the first person who won the prize. Please, can you come this way?
Yeah, the first person.
And then you can use this anywhere. It's not restricted to Abuja, and you have 1 month.
Thank you. Can I go?
Yes. We also have a 10,000 naira spa gift card for the second and third persons. We have a 1-year Nigerian Weekly Law Report online access to the fourth person. Congratulations. So that,
Can I give you now?
yes, just write it down.
That's right here. My name, phone number,
email.
And this online access will start from the day she's onboarded on the platform. So the next person would win the reports of directors, directions of the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee, the full set. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. And so the last 3 persons would win recharge cards. The 6th and 7th persons will win 5,000 naira each, and then the 8th person will win 2,000 naira recharge card.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Please confirm this is 5,000 naira recharge card. Zimo. Doesn't matter. You can give it out. And then the next person will win 5,000 naira recharge card. You can't swap. Please confirm it's up to 5,000 naira. Thank you. And then the last person
who it took us a while before we were able to get to win 2,000 naira recharge card. Congratulations to all our winners. We have more gifts during the dinner, and that's where you see the grand prizes as well. The grand prizes are to the sum of 200,000 naira each. It's a spa date at one of our luxurious centers here in Abuja. We also have a dinner date, which is to the tune of 80,000 naira. The location will be disclosed at the dinner, amongst other prizes to be won. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, chairperson of the forum, vote of thanks. Mrs. Adelayo, Princess Olori Adelayo Oriekun. Please come and give your vote of thanks.
Oh, Lord. Distinguished President of the Nigerian Bar Association, Mazi Afam Osigwe, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, my lords here present, Leonard Silks, executive members of the Nigerian Bar Association and the Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum, the past ESCO and council members, present council members, committee members, state leads, branch facilitators, learned seniors, esteemed panelists, distinguished guests, and fellow participants. On behalf of the EXCO and Council, led by Huela Muhammad Ibrahim, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to the success of this conference. We also deeply appreciate all our distinguished panelists for their excellent contributions. To our dignitaries, we thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence, and we are very grateful. To all the participants, sponsors, and exhibitors, we thank you all for your support, enthusiasm, and your financial support as well. Special thanks to the organizing committee, ably led by the CPC chair and her alternate, and also to Grace Igwo, who is the chair of the local organizing committee. Staff of the Nigerian Bar Association for their tireless efforts in making this event possible. We look forward to another productive and enriching conference next year, and we're wishing you all a very safe journey to your destinations. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you, and see you at dinner.